All right, YouTube. Welcome back to the wood shop for another video of Hazoo Talks. Got my notes today. Made some notes before I started. First and foremost, I'd like to wish all you mothers out there a happy Mother's Day on this fine Mother's Day. Especially, it's a special Mother's Day for me. Not only because I have a mother and a wife, but as I told you in the last video, my daughter this week gave birth to twin girls. So, I'd like to wish her a happy Mother's Day as well, obviously. And just to talk about it and briefly talk about the joy, of having these babies. I don't know what it is. Like, having babies in the house kind of brings new life. Like literally new life came into the house, but in a sense it kind of breathes new life into the house, Everything's a little different now. Maybe it's been a long time since I had kids that were young. I've always loved babies anyway, but like having these little ones in the house is kind of narrowed my focus back down a little bit, made me realize, what's the important things in life, obviously. That's not to say that I didn't think that my own children and wife and whatnot are important, but it's life, and it kind of gets stagnant over time. And my kids are old. My kids are, between the ages of 20 and 26. So it's been a long time since they really needed, me for much. They're all pretty self-sufficient and can do on their own. So as a parent, there's not a whole lot that we could call on to do. So having babies back in the house kind of gives me, if you will, the kind of responsibility that I like to have. I like to, as big as I am and, big, scary contractor, I'm really soft. Come home and could literally just pick up the babies after work and sit down in my chair and just hold them. So anyway, with that said, happy Mother's Day. Next thing I want to talk about is, the state of our nation and where we are. How about the cost of living here in America? I mean, it's completely out of control, the cost of living. I don't care what you're in the market for right now. And I'm sure everybody's getting tired of hearing about this. Every news program. Well, that's not true. The mainstream media kind of doesn't talk about it at all. But I dare you, go walk through ShopRite or Walmart or Target or I don't know, whatever stores you guys have in the South and in the West. Go walk through. Bring a $100 bill with you and go shopping at your local supermarket and just, see how far that $100 takes you versus where that $100 would have taken you, 2 years ago. It's crazy. I'm saying even fruit, things that were normally relatively inexpensive right now, like strawberries are $5 a pint, which is unheard of, I mean, you could go in there with $100 and buy a bag of potatoes, a small roast, some baby carrots, a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, a couple bags of chips, or 2 bags of chips, 2 liters of soda, or whatever you like, maybe a pound of turkey and a pound of American cheese, and maybe a bottle of detergent. Bang, your $100 is gone. That's 8 things, 9 things. That's normal life, and that's not even for a family's meals for a week. I mean, that's in our household. That's one night's dinner and 2 days lunch, right? Plus some clothes washing. for $100. So what are you doing with that? You know, I mean, that means you're spending at minimum $300 or $400 dollars a week just to survive in the house. So what's that put you at? $1,600 a month, $2,000 a month. Then you couple that with gas right now. Gas is running you, you know, $4.50 a gallon if you're using gasoline, or like when you're using diesel, it's like $6.20 a gallon right now. I saw another gas station near me had diesel listed at $6.39 a gallon. I think my Wawa was like $6.20 a gallon or $6.19. But whatever, like that's running me like I'm spending $3 grand a month right now or more just to feed my family and put gas in my cars. You know, plus my mortgage, plus our car payments, plus our cell phone bills, our insurance, my business insurance, my business expenses. You mean you literally have to be a business owner and have like an unlimited upside potential of money making in order to survive in this environment. If I was like a restaurant manager again, like I was when I was in my 30s, and you know, for my 30s, I made good money as a restaurant manager, as a GM. I was making like $70,000 a year, which is, you know, for me back then, that was pretty good. $70,000 a year, where I live right now, with what this financial environment is, or like what you need to survive, I'd go bankrupt. I'd lose the house. I'd lose the cars. $70,000 a year, right? That's middle class. It might be lower middle class, but that's middle class. And I would lose the house at that rate. And with that said, where are our fearless leaders? Seriously, where is Biden? Where is Kamala Harris? Right? The most popular president in history, 81 million votes. Right? The guy who campaigned from his basement bragging about how he's been in politics for 40 years and he knows how to get things done. He knows how to negotiate. Where is he? What kind of negotiations are we seeing? So far, everything that they've touched has turned to shit. Every single thing has turned to shit. There is not anything better right now. And I'm not a giant Trump fan. I'm not pushing for Trump. I'm just telling you that based on what I've seen since the Democrats took office. And remember, not only do they control the executive branch, they've got the Senate and the House. What's better? Seriously, answer that question. What's better in America? What do you got? Less mean tweets? That's where we are. The economy is worse. On record now, the economy is worse. Inflation, record high. Cost of living, record high. They've sowed hatred between Americans like worse than any other presidency. Not since Obama have I seen a president divide and sow hatred, you know, to the American public the way that they're doing. There's literally nothing better right now about our country. We're not healing. Didn't he campaign on bringing the country together? Didn't he campaign on being the person in politics who knows how to get things done? Show me. Prove me wrong. Make me a believer. You know, all I want is a good place, a good country to raise my grandkids in. But where are they? Nowhere, right? Where's Kamala? What's she have to say? Nothing. Instead, what are they doing? They're just out there politicking and protesting over the potential overturning of Roe versus Wade, right? That's all they're doing. They're just turning everybody who believes in pro-choice against everyone who believes in pro-life. That's all they're doing. They're just trying to create another civil war, another situation for people to, to hate each other, to be fractured more and more. What else do we have? How about that? How about yesterday? I think it was yesterday when I think Peter Ducey asked Jennifer Psaki about whether she thought it was, or what's the Biden administration's stance on the Supreme Court justices, the conservative ones, being doxxed and their home addresses being given away, so that now you've got a occupation of protesters in front of their personal addresses. What's the Biden administration's stance on that, right? Nothing. They don't have a stance. They actually had no comment. I guess that's acceptable behavior when you're a Democrat. I guess that's acceptable behavior when you think that your ideology is so important that the only way to solve things is through violence, because everybody knows that's not going to be violence-free protests. You know, the left doesn't protest violence-free, you know? And I guess, because I don't want this to be long-winded, but I wanted to put out a video, especially on a Sunday, because nobody puts videos out on a Sunday. I'm up here in the Northeast, in New Jersey. Yeah, Jersey of all places. And how about this crazy weather we're having? We're like Sunday afternoon at 4:30 right now, and we've literally been in like a northeaster since Friday. Like a nor'easter, seriously. We've had nothing but rain and 40 and 50 mile an hour winds since Friday night. Yesterday especially being the worst, driving through the sections where I work, all the porta potties were blown over. I saw street signs that were, you know, screwed and bolted together, were all blown down all over one of the main roads around us. One of the jobs that I did a year ago, a bunch of their roof caps got blown off yesterday, and they had a small, you know, leak in their attic. So we had to go over there and jump on the roof and nail that back down. But it's crazy, crazy weather. And like, for what? Like, how do you explain this? I know they're gonna come at me and be like, oh, that's the reason for climate change. That's why you gotta have a battery car. That's why we gotta put children, slave children in other countries in these lithium mines so they can mine the lithium so that I can drive around in a $100,000 electric vehicle that I'm probably not gonna be allowed to charge once there's enough of them hit the grid. But hey, come on, right? I guess beyond that, I'll touch on my health again and where I'm at. I guess today you can hear it. I mean, surprisingly, I feel pretty well. My chest is a little not great. My voice is a little weak at the tail end. Sounds a little raspy, of course. Sounds raspy right now because I'm pushing to talk. Like I'm trying to vocalize and be able to use my words, if you will. But with that said, you know, like the more I talk, the weaker my voice will get. But I don't per se feel bad. I'm not running a fever. I'm not like contagious in any way. I get a little winded going up and down the stairs, but I believe that's a function of my being out of shape and my size. I have this urge to cough, but not because it's not like a tickle. It's like it feels like I want to clear something, but like it doesn't clear. And then like as the night progresses, my upper respiratory system and right at my lungs will begin to like secrete, I guess, some kind of mucus or whatever, and I'll start having like some small coughing fits to keep that clear, because that bothers me. If my lungs start to fill up with fluid, I really I don't do well like that. So I spend like an hour or two at night just kind of coughing and keeping it clear. Usually starts right after I eat dinner. Kind of makes me feel like I shouldn't eat dinner, honestly, but whatever. It is what it is. So it looks like we're approaching the 15-minute mark, so I'm probably gonna call this video, you know, the end right now. Anyway, while I got your attention before you leave, go ahead and check out our other channels. This one's being Hazu Talks, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm briefly kind of like introducing you to my wellness channel, slowly but surely, just kind of like showing you what I'm dealing with on a daily basis, so that when I start to, make the improvements and try to get well, you should all be able to like kind of watch it and follow me through that journey, and hopefully, be able to really tell that I'm getting better. I'd like to start that now, but life's kind of crazy in the house right now with the newborns, so it's kind of a little bit on hold right now until we get this under control. Right now, nobody's really sleeping. Like I was up till about midnight last night. Then my wife came around about 1, and then my wife came down, and she stayed up. She slept on the couch with the babies till about 5 or 6, and then I got up again, and my other daughter got up. I mean, it's like they say, it takes a village, and right now we're a small village, but we all are kicking in. So maybe next week I'll be out here one night with one of the babies and make a video for you all to see, what I'm talking about. But with that said, make sure you subscribe to my videos and check us out on our other channel, Hazu Built. I always forget. But on that channel, we do a whole bunch of time-lapse videos of all of our construction jobs. So we do a lot of different things. So it's pretty neat stuff. That's it. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon.